Yo, 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 what up? Grateful for another maggot-free day above the dirt. This Buddhist quick tip is entitled, What We Consume Consumes Us. So, consumption is not just what we eat or drink, though of course that is the most obvious. Consumption is what we take in visually into our minds, what we listen to, what we experience when we're around certain situations or people, and what we consume is what we end up thinking about, what starts to get ingrained in neural passageways, what affects the subconscious and the unconscious and brings up thinking that is tied directly to what we've heard, watched, or experienced. So, of course, there's no way in life to avoid harmful, tragic, painful, horrific experiences. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is what we choose to ingest willfully and spend our idle time doing. So in other words, and I'm in no way saying you shouldn't do things that entertain you, you shouldn't watch certain movies or read certain books or listen to any type of music. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying subjectively, each one of us has to determine what is unhealthy for us. That's number one. Number two, is it the most important thing we can be doing in that moment? And why are we doing it? Is there something more healthy, wholesome, and uplifting we could be doing in its place? How do things affect us? We need to contemplate and investigate all this stuff. Things that seem harmless could be causing a lot of harm we're not really truly aware of. And, it affects our feelings, our emotions, our mind states, and then, of course, our thinking and our behavior tied to that thinking. So all I'm saying is we need to really be clear about our intentions to what we consume. Should we watch this horror movie, or should we read some teachings of Buddhism? I'm not saying either one's better or worse. I'm just saying what is important in the moment to create a higher mind state. Now, everything in moderation, I don't necessarily like that statement because it really gives you permission to do maybe things you shouldn't be doing, but that's subjective on you. I'm no judgment here. Only you can assess your own place in your practice. But when we choose to consume something that, and I'm not really talking about the most harmful things. What I'm talking about is things that are not helpful, and worse, things that are just diversionary, idle distractions that bring us no benefit. I'm not saying those things are bad. Again, I'm saying we need to choose wisely and have the right intention. But just realize no matter what, everything we consume affects us. And if we don't have a mindfulness about what we're consuming and how it's affecting us, it's going to come out of us in uncontrollable ways that we are kind of shocked and surprised. But when we look back after something like that, we say, yeah, you know what? I can tie that to what I just read or what I just watched or who I just hung out with. So we need to be very careful with our boundaries. So I hope this was helpful. Have a grateful, maggot-free day above the dirt. Peace out.